Hello and welcome. My name's Super Saiyan and this is your weekly news and pre-order video covering all of the new releases from Games Workshop and Forge World. Hope you're all doing very well. I want to say a warm welcome to you new subscribers and a massive thank you to all of the members, everyone that supports the Patreon, and a lot of you have been using the Element Games affiliate link and the crystal code before you purchase your Warhammer goodness to get that 20% off. So thank you so much. That has made a big difference this month. So yeah, if you can continue using that, that would really help the channel out. It allows me to cover most of the new releases and continue with these daily videos. I am hoping to live stream tonight. Typically it's about 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. And then over the next few weeks, I hope to live stream more during the weekend. During those Sundays. So without further ado then, let's go on over to the Warhammer community website right here. There is, look at this, Joy Toy. There is quite a lot of news this past week. If we just go back to Saturday the 23rd, I think, all the way back to here. Yeah, so you could pre-order last weekend on the Saturday for The Emperor by Sandy Mitchell, a special edition. That didn't sell out that quick, I don't think, so that was quite good. It's a Cyphus Cain novel, so that was from Black Library, and then also on the same day you could pre-order the 2 Warhammer Horus Heresy Knights. They've chosen to make them in 3 different sets. It makes sense. They've got different shoulder armor and they've got different heads and of course the different weapons, and the weapons are big. They certainly warrant a completely new big sprue for those weapons. So you could pre-order the Cerastus Knight Acheron for £120, same for the Castigator, and then there were some Warhammer 40,000 made to order terrain. It's odd that it's made to order. You know, I think this should be a staple. I think there's still a thirst for this terrain, and especially if they priced it reasonably, considering all of this terrain is made in China. So yeah, they've done this made to order. I really like the Bastion. I never picked one up. I don't know whether I can still pick one up. But yeah, probably people will have purchased all of these, and you know, they might start selling them on eBay at some point. I don't know, but hopefully not. You know, ridiculous price. And then you've got some scenic base extras. Blood Bowl as well, the Dark Fang Thirsters, a new vampire Blood Bowl team, and then I think that's a star player, the Vargeist, as well as Count Luther von Drakenborg and Captain Karina von Rice, and Ivan the Animal Death Shroud. Then there was a Spike issue 16, as well as their pitch and dugout set and their team card pack with some dice too. Lord of the Rings, we had the Battle in Balin's Tomb, a little box set, and that was it for the pre-orders. So yeah, they decided to release both of the Knights in the same day, which is, you know, £240 for a week. If you're into Knights and you wanted to pick them up, you know, you might just have a Knight army and there you go. But please understand that these releases, all of these are here for quite a while. They're going to be here for years, most probably. So don't ever feel like you got the fear of missing out or anything, because it will be around. The very next day, as if, you know, all the Tyranids being released on one day wasn't enough, and then the Knights, Games Workshop then decided to put on here pretty much all of the Space Marine releases, with an exception of like a couple of units. So you've got the Codex Space Marines. I'll be perfectly honest, I wasn't impressed with the Tyranids 10th edition Codex, so I will not be picking up the Codex Space Marines. It's very lackluster. They're charging more for it, less content, just not my cup of tea. I genuinely dislike paying more for less, and a lot of copy and paste stuff. So I won't be, chipping in with this. I mean, no, is my short answer. You've also got the limited edition Codex, which will probably sell out straight away. It'll probably be £60. You've got the Captain with Jump Pack. I think that's quite nice. You've got the Chaplain Terminator armor. Yeah, it's all right. Don't know why he's got a shield now, but I guess he's going to look quite cool with the shield in a Terminator Close Combat Squad, which we haven't had yet. You've got the Company Heroes. Yeah, we've seen them before pretty much. The Terminator squad I am looking forward to, just to bump up my number of Primaris Terminators. And I will say that because, you know, if you've read the articles, if you do read the articles, they have said Primaris can go in these. So I've got just as much right calling them Primaris Terminators as Firstborn Terminators. Then you've got Jump Pack Intercessors, which are clearly Primaris Intercessors with jump packs on. You've got the Sternguard Veteran Squad, same kind of deal. I personally like the ones in the Leviathan better than these, but, you know. You got the Lieutenant, really boring. You know, we've had a lot of lieutenants, too many lieutenants now, memes aside. That one's all right with the power sword, but then you've got the bolt gun. Maybe you can put the plasma. Optional assembly. Hopefully you can put that plasma where it is, but it's, yeah, bionic. I don't know. Just something about this lieutenant just seems very meh. The Brutalis Dreadnought, I will pick this up eventually, but I've decided to pick up the Terminators and the jump packs. Desolation Squad, the Nerf Gun Marines, I'm not going anywhere near them, they're just silly. Combat Patrol Space Marines, it's your chance to pick up the Space Marines that were available in the Leviathan box set. This is nice, it's condensed, you don't get 10 Infernus Marines. You are missing out on that Biologist, but I think you'll be able to get him separately if you can't already. You've got the data sheets and the dice, but for some reason they've boxed the dice up, which makes me believe that you only get 4 dice there. No, you're getting 16 pearlescent blue plastic dice. So they've gone from 20 dice for 20 quid to 18 dice. Now they're at 16 dice. I'd like to find out how much these 16 dice are. They better not be over £20. But for some reason they're now boxing them, so you're not even getting like a proper plastic box to, you know, store them in or anything. It's just a cardboard, you know. And yeah, you can say, well, super, the Horus Heresy dice came in a plastic pack. Okay, I understand that, but I always think it's nice if you get 20 dice and you get a, you know, container that you can reuse. You got chapter approved Leviathan mission deck, Horus Heresy. You've finally got a maggotless free Space Wolves miniature in the form of the Legion Praetor. Looks all right. You know, it's fine, isn't he? He's in the new sort of Mark III armor. The Space Wolves Mark VI previous heads, the Wolf heads, was such a success that they've decided to release 11 more that completely replace them. You've got Black Library Gene Father by Guy Haley. Guy Haley and Chris Raitt, I don't know what they do. They must be servitors or something. They just crank out so many books, and not just for 40k and Horus Heresy, for all of the ranges as well. But you've got this special edition of Gene Father. Looks pretty nice. You know, it says finest minds of the Imperium have come together at the behest of Belisarius' call to unlock the secrets. Fabius Bile is also in on it as well. You've got Wrath of the Lost by Chris Forrester. I think I read one of Chris Forrester's books before, and I was impressed. I really enjoyed his novel. I can't remember which one it was, though. Then, the very next day, on the Monday, you've got Scramble Over the Scales of Talaxis in this new Warcry terrain set. Getting some Necron vibes with the colour scheme they've gone for. Yeah, all right, it's fine. It's Warcry scenery. Plastic Arachne rigs bound across the Ash Waste. So you've got Ruins of Jardlan. You've got these Arachne rigs, new variant, available in plastic. Brilliant. That's great news that they're moving some over to plastic. Outpost pack. That would look good on any, you know, scenic board and things. So these look quite nice, though. The Ash Waste Nomads. Yeah, she's quite a cool model. The Lady of Ash. And then you've got a Grapple Hawk Familiar, Terra's Shadow. They look cool. Yeah, brilliant. Then Warhammer Design Team interview, how the new Space Marines have come to life. Just make them bigger, pretty much. Now it's even less feasible how these Terminators can fit in the Land Raiders. Land Raider size increase incoming. Rumor Engine, 26th of September. So that's definitely 40k. It's got to be 40k, some kind of ranged weapon. You've got Apocrypha, Necromunda. Massive battles in the Hive of Blood. You've got the Sturmguard and Terminator kits, make for the fanciest Space Marines in the Imperium. So that is the Sturmguard kit. Lots of options there, it looks like. Lots of heads. Right, plenty of options. Terminators again, 3 sprues there. I'm not sure about the pose with the Cyclone Missile Launcher, but I'm definitely going to use the Cyclone Missile Launcher. Don't think I'll use the Flamer. Give your miniatures a better save and throw with the Stormvault case. Okay, interesting little case for them. Graham McNeil's Classic Storm of Iron. Fantastic book. If you haven't read it already, I would strongly recommend you read this book. Maybe not so much in hardback, because they're hardback are, what, 20 quid and they're just terrible quality now. But if you can pick it up in softback, even second hand or something, because it won't have changed, I would really recommend you read Storm of Iron. It's one of Graham McNeil's best novels, and it got me into Graham McNeil. Pariah Nexus Episode 2. Yeah, it was alright. I mean, it's like the 9th edition 40k trailer, but like live action, I guess. Yeah, it's alright. Jump Pack Intercessors. So look at their design. The whole 2 sprues of them. I think they're alright. The poses are okay. And this is the 1 sprue captain, I think it is. I like the cloak. I think they're going to suit Blood Angels quite well, these ones. You got 40 years of Warhammer. Soulforge King is regal and refined. You got Joy Toy. So we're now bringing Primarchs into Joy Toy. I can't remember whether we had Gilliman. I can't remember. But you've now got Lionel Johnson and the Watchers in the Dark as well. So, and multiple head options too. But doesn't include the best head option. The one with the helmet and the hood. Never mind. Look, you've also got Azrael and some others. So it's interesting, I guess. Warhammer events, get your tickets. Kill Team Meta Watch. Heresy Thursday. Will we get plastic Dreadnought drop pods before we get plastic Dreadnought drop pods? Don't know. I'm hoping they're plastic, but we'll see. You've got Company Heroes, focus on that sprue and kit. So 2 sprues. I think this kit is like 40 quid as well. I think what you see is what you get, except for this this chap. Is that the captain? So captain has even more options. 3 heads, 3 right-handed weapons. So you can give him a Volkite there. So just 3 heads and 3 weapons, but still same pointing. 2 left-handed weapons. So Mastercrafted Power Sword or Fist. Okay, so there's a few options there. And the Terminator Chaplain, so overpriced, £26 for a single sprue for that one. That's Forge World prices. Let's face it. Forge World pre-orders, Space Marines in Wolves clothing. Good. We get a look at the unhelmeted. If I had Space Wolves, I'd probably go unhelmeted for most of them. Not saying that these helmets are bad. I like those helmets. Definitely a massive upgrade to the previous ones. Dawnbringer Chronicles Part 10. Last flight of the Grim Bar. And then a flight of Jump Pack Space Marines painted by the community. And then 4 adorable Warhammer plushies are coming from Tommy. Yeah. What happened to the plushies Nurgling? I prefer the other plushie Nurgling. I mean, this one has... sponsored by Greg's probably, but then Squigger's alright. You got a little grot. I don't know, I just preferred the other Nurgling. Why can't we have that one back? So that's it for all the news this week. Quite a lot of news for me to go through. Let's have a look at Forge World right here. on the very first page, we've unfortunately got the new Praetor outshadowed by the Maggot King, an older Space Wolf Praetor, I think it is. Yeah, they didn't need to do that. That's ruined it. My day is ruined. If we click on new and we go on to pre-orders, yeah, you've got these star players, which I don't know whether I covered last week. I can't remember. But anyway, you've got these. Or did they come out like yesterday? I can't remember. But you've got Captain Karina, £23. And she is 8 resin pieces. You've got Ivan, who is 10 pieces, £23. You've got Count Luthor, £23 for 8 pieces, so not that many. And then you've got Blood Bowl Vargheist, £26 for 10 components. So this is quite a larger model. It's £26, it's resin. Same price as the plastic Terminator Chaplain. That Chaplain shouldn't be £26. That Chaplain shouldn't be £14 cheaper than a box of 5 Terminators. It should be £20. Look at this, look, the Praetor. So a finely detailed resin miniature here, with 2 head options, £1.50 more than the Chaplain. I still think £27.50 is a bit overpriced for this one. I think it should be £23 or £24. But yeah, if I was Space Wolves, I'd pick him up. He's all right. I like the axe as well. You know, I like the pistol he's got. Would have been nice if he had a special pistol. I mean, he's a Praetor at the end of the day. You know, he can command 1,000 Space Marines. He's like the Chapter Master. Would you just give a Chapter Master a bolt pistol? No, you wouldn't. Anyway, that's it for the Forge World pre-orders today. Let's jump on over to Games Workshop's web store right here, and they've got the big push of Space Marines today. So if we click on new and exclusive, and we go to pre-orders, 27 pre-orders. I think a few are from last week. There we go, high to low, and we view all. Here we go. So you've got the 2 Cerastus Knights from last week, but then straight away, brand new release, I guess, is the Combat Patrol Space Marines, £95. If you didn't pick up Leviathan and you're only interested in Space Marines, I can't recommend this set enough. The Infernus Marines are a bit boring. All the other Space Marines in there are what you see is what you get. You're not going to have that much fun putting them together because there's no options, no customizability, and no spare parts. But if you were interested in them, you know, and you wanted to pick up the Terminator Captain, the Infernus, and the Librarian for, you know, £55, which is pretty nice, then, you know, that's your way of doing that. And I think you can pick it up from Element using my affiliate link down below. Codex Space Marines Collector's Edition, £60. Is it sold out? Yes. Hey, people want to spend £60 on a limited edition Codex that will be out of date as soon as they update the app. No, as the maximum that's going to be relevant for is obviously 3 years, maybe even less than 3 years. But it's out of stock. So your only chance now of picking up the Space Marine Collector's Edition is by spending £150. So essentially paying 2.5 times as much if you really wanted it. Moving on, the Brutalis Dreadnought, £47.50. First time this has been available separately. Should have been available many months ago. It's quite ludicrous that it's taken so long. I like it. I think the heavy bolters work, the multi-melters work, the claws, the talons. It still looks all right like this. It's, you know, a Redemptor Dreadnought with close combat weapons. Why on earth the Ballistas Dreadnought couldn't have had a top weapon and decent chest weapons, I'll never know. But I'm sure there's some conversions out there of putting these multi-melters on the Ballistas, because that's where you'd want the most firepower. You'd want a missile pack or some kind of anti-air weapon on the top of the, you know, ranged dreadnought. It seems like this Brutalis is I say, over-equipped. I like it. I like the fact that it's got so many weapons and things on it. It doesn't make it as difficult for you to choose between this one and the standard. What I don't necessarily like, though, is the fact that it's almost £50. It should be priced exactly the same as the Promotional Dreadnought. Yes, the Promotional Dreadnought came out a number of years ago now, but I'm and yes, it's got different armor paneling and slightly different knees and things like that, but there are enough similarities between this and the older Dreadnought for it just to cost the same. But anyway, you get 131 plastic components, which is actually 22 components more than the standard Redemptor, so there is that. Cypher's Cane for the Emperor Special Edition, £45. That is no longer available. I'm not even sure why they've still got that on the website, because that would have been out of stock at some point this week. Gene Father Special Edition, £45. You know what you're getting with these special editions. They are lovely. The cover will be nice and soft. It is no longer available. Again, if you want this instead of paying £45 and you want to pay some scalper tax, why not give them an extra £55 of your hard-earned cash instead of paying for your gas and electric this month by spending £100 on it? That's a shame. I think a lot of people were looking forward to that one. It's a lovely looking book as well. There are only 1,500 of them. Don't know how many pages. Doesn't say. I would guess at 300, maybe more for that. Possibly just over 300. The Terminator Squad. Finally, they released the Terminator Squad. Separate kit. 3 sprues. Number of heads there. You've got the missile launcher. You've got the teleport Homer, which is a staple now. You've got the power sword, all the power fists, chain fists even, which is fantastic. Yeah, really nice kit. I'm looking forward to unboxing this for you and reviewing it, going through it. 140 plus components isn't too bad. £40 isn't too bad as well. I know some people might balk at that price, but considering when I was a child, I had to save up to spend, I think, £15 on 5 Terminators, plastic Terminators too. And then in 4th edition, back in 2004, I bought 5 Terminators for £25. So in 19 years, almost 20 years, they've gone up by £15. Not too bad in almost 2 decades, I think. So £40, yeah, when I put it that way. Company Heroes, £40. I just find these a bit boring. And it's kind of a paywall to get the Captain. Captain, is he a nice model? Does he stand out? He's got double tactical rocks there. A couple of the other minis are nice, like the Bearer and the Champion look good. And the Captain, I guess, has some options. Would have been nice to show more pictures of the Captain's options. I think some of the others are going to be what you see is what you get. But yeah, a bit of a paywall, but £40 I guess isn't too bad when they would be charging about £26 for the Captain. So for £14 more, you are getting, these, and you just know that a standard bearer like that would be, 20 something pound as well. So I don't think it's too bad. 90 plastic components for them. It's only 2 sprues though, so you might feel a bit shortchanged opening that box at 40 quid and finding 2 sprues. Stern Guard Veteran Squad though, £37.50 for these. This is 3 sprues. Think it's all right. Would have been nice at £32 or even £35. I guess you're getting a number of options here. Some of the poses are hit and miss. I don't think there's any. This is probably the coolest pose. This one's all right. Yeah, it depends on sort of what you go for. I don't think there's going to be that many options. 171 plastic components though, is quite a lot for this kit, so that's nice. You've got the Nerf Marines, the Desolation Squad, £35. They're way overpriced. Yes, 2 sprues, that already tells you something. But there are just so many parts to each one of these. Yes, you can customize their weapons, but they just look really, really odd. There's a number of things wrong with these. It's the missiles with the flaps that open from the top. There's this ammo belt feed for the mini rocket things. There's just too much going on with these. They're more funky looking than the Infernus, but I think the rules for the missiles are pretty good. 120 plastic components there for £35. See what I mean by we've got a lot to cover today. Jump pack intercessors, £35. Not too bad, I don't think, for these. Yes, you're only getting 2 sprues. Jump packs look nice. The poses are all right. That pose is pretty good. That one's good. The captain's okay. It's got the saber, power sword saber type weapon. 108 plastic components, not too bad. And I think they're going to look great near the captain with jump pack. So the Codex Space Marines, £35. As I've said before, as I said at the start, I'm not picking this up. I have no love for these codexes at the moment. 216 pages. Is that less pages than the 9th edition? I think it is. So yeah, there's that codex. It's just going to be exactly the same as the Tyranid one in layout and content. And the Vampire team, they were up for pre-order last weekend. Now this Chaplain in Terminate armor, I do think is overpriced. 1 sprue, £26, should be £22. 26. They're almost getting to the £30 price point for a single Space Marine, which is just, yeah, it's almost digestible in resin, but in plastic. He's got a couple of head options, I think. That is probably the one I'm going to go for. I might not use the Stormbolter because I've got Chaplains with Stormbolters and Croziuses. You're getting 25 plastic components with this one for £26. It's almost £1 per plastic piece. Captain with jump pack, £25. Again, I would have liked to have seen him to be £22. Is this the first time we've had a captain with a jump pack though? Probably. I can't think of another time when we have had one. But again, 25 plastic components. This is £1 per component. The options, it looks like you're getting the plasma pistol, a bolt gun, chainsword, a head option, and you've got a flamer as well, and a fist. So a decent number of options with this one though, compared to the Chaplain. You've got the data sheets, £25 for the cards. You've got the really boring Lieutenant with his tactical rock, £22.50. I swear Lieutenants used to be like £17 or £18, and now £22.50. You are getting 2 sprues, but it is just 25 components split over 2. Option-wise, it looks like you get a bolt gun, a combi bolter, power fist, power sword, plasma, pointy finger. Yeah, so there are a few options, but out of your other 20 lieutenants, I'm sure you can pick one that has the same loadout. Gene Father hardback, £20. Not even going to go anywhere near that for £20. Chapter approved Leviathan mission deck, £19. Blood Bowl Vampire team card. Space Marines dice set. You actually get to see this dice set. So these 16 dice aren't quite £20 for 16, but they are more than £1 per dice. They look nice, but I would prefer them in like a proper box. And then the other thing you can pre-order today is Wrath of the Lost paperback. That's fine. It should be a bit cheaper though. And then you've got Blood Bowl from last week, the Spike Journal. And that is it. A lot of pre-orders today. I don't know what they're doing at Games Workshop, releasing all the Tyranids in one day, all of the Knights in one day, and now all of the Space Marines in one day. Well, except for that Captain that's coming, I think. It's a lot. It really is. But as I mentioned earlier, don't let fear of missing out get to you. These Space Marines and Knights will be around for a long time, for many years. So just buy like a unit of Terminators this week and maybe buy a Dreadnought in a month's time. Try and pace your purchases if it helps with your finances and things. What do you guys think of all of the Space Marines today? Which has been your favourite out of them all, and which are you picking up? Please do put your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.